Hey everyone, happy Friday. Can you guys hear me okay? Maybe send something in chat. Let me know if you can hear and see me okay. Um, and then we'll get started in just a minute. Okay, sounds like you guys can hear and see me, so we're going to jump in. Today we have exciting topic of reporting and invoicing within DialHawk. This will be our last, excuse me, our last session of this series. When we're finished, feel free if you guys have any other things that you might want us to cover in future sessions. Feel free to send them over to us at the support email or through chat on our website. We're always looking for new ideas and more content to give you guys to help you utilize DialHawk the best you can. Okay, so we have kind of three sections, two sections for reporting and one for invoicing inside of DialHawk. We have our primary dashboard, which is a fairly simple dashboard, gives you some high level statistics on your campaigns, your overall call volumes. Um, you can modify um, the date range that you're reporting on, and then that updates the overview data and the incoming calls data. So that one's pretty simple. We'll jump into the reports now. This one gets a little deeper into the weeds for reporting. By default, the report has my last date range. I just selected on the dashboard year to date, so that's here now. But now we can filter by campaigns. And when I select a campaign, I can filter by the numbers I have in that campaign and the forwarding numbers within that campaign too. So it allows us to dig in a little bit deeper. There's two really useful things here with reporting that you can share with your customers that they might find valuable. I'm on our Sioux Falls Lawn and Landscape campaign. I have all these calls, and I want to show that value to our customer. I can do one of two things. I can do an export where I can decide if I want to export in a PDF file or a CSV file, a comma separated value file. And these are kind of our filters. I can do year to date for the Sioux Falls Lawn and Landscape campaign. I want all numbers, and here's the email address that you would type in that you would send this report to. And minimum duration. Oh, I am going to start over, guys. I think I forgot to share my screen. Thank you, Linda. Let's see. Okay, is that better? I think you all should be able to see my screen now. And for reference, I had started off on the dashboard page and just kind of gave an overview of the data here. And now I've come to the reports page, talked about the time range filter, campaigns filter, and numbers and forwarding numbers filters up here. And then I clicked on export. And here's where you can choose your export type, so a PDF file or a CSV file. Here's your date range, year to date, Sioux Falls Lawn and Landscape campaign, and then you can type in an email address that you want to send this report to. Minimum duration, you'll see that a few different places within DialHawk. That means don't include any phone calls that are, I'm going to say 30 seconds or shorter. So the phone call has to be 30 seconds or longer to be included in the report. Do you want to count voicemails? Do you want to include them in the report or not? Duplicates are multiple calls from the same phone number. I like to ignore those. Detailed report is just including some other stats, like durations and that sort of thing in the report. And this recurring report is a really nice feature. You can have this report emailed out to this email address on a recurring basis. So you could do every 1 month, you could do every 6 months if you want to just send it out twice a year. You could do every week, and then you just select your date that you want it to start on. So maybe I want to start it next Friday if I just started this campaign. And then you would just hit save, and that report gets saved and emailed out to this email address. The other way you can share with your customers or whoever you'd want to share with is with the share button. It's very similar. It pulls the date range from what you had selected in the filters, and it actually selects all the filters you had. But then you can have some options here, like do you want to hide the campaign phone number in the report? Do you want to show call notes, overview data? That's these cards at the top. I would like to show overview data. I don't want to count voicemails. I want to ignore duplicates, and here's my 30-second minimum duration. That builds out a shareable link. So if I copy this link, and if I put that in the address bar, now I have this nice report that I can share with anybody who I think it would be valuable with. They're able to listen to the call recordings. They are able to dispute a phone call. And I see I made an error because I didn't select a specific campaign, so all my calls are showing. So I just would need to come back here and select the campaign I want and hit the share button again. And now I have this shareable link. So this link is another new link. So I'll come up here and I'll open it. Now you can see only Sioux Falls Lawn and Landscape, since that's the campaign I selected. The dispute is for customers to be able to come in and say, hey, I know you thought this was a lead that you sent to me, but I listened to that recording and it was just a spam call. Here I could say this was just a spam call, and I'm pretending to be the customer here. Submit dispute request. Now inside of DialHawk, we'll see a little information icon here where I can come into this phone call and I can either approve or deny that dispute request. So if I approve it, then it won't be billed to that customer. If I deny it, it still will be. So that shareable link is really nice to create ad hoc reports. The export function is nice to send reports on a regular basis. So you set it and you forget it, and we'll keep on emailing that email address this report. And so we'll go to invoices next. So I'm going to create a new invoice. I'll show you one that's already created. I'm going to delete that one, and we're just going to start fresh. So I'm going to create an invoice, and we have some filters we need to select. I'm going to do year to date for the time range, and I'm going to do Sioux Falls Lawn and Landscape. I'm going to do all answering numbers, and I'm going to use a custom amount for our settings. Actually, I'm going to use campaign settings, but I'm going to show you guys where that's set first. If we go to our campaign, Sioux Falls Lawn and Landscape, every campaign has this cost per call. You can set a flat rate. So that's just if you're on retainer and you get paid X dollars per month to send a company leads, or you can charge per call. And we're just going to do a default to $50 per call for this campaign and save it. Now, if I come back to my invoices, create a new invoice, and select the Sioux Falls Lawn and Landscape, you can see now we have a $50 per call amount. And now I'm just going to use that campaign setting. Well, here's our minimum duration again. I don't want to count voicemails. I do want to ignore duplicate calls. I'm not going to mess with tax right now, but if I did want to, you could type in your percentage, your VAT, GST, and type in the percent that you would want to include as tax. Include report is just a report of all, it's the call log report. And do you want this recurring? So if I wanted this to reoccur, just like our report, you would type in an email address and say how often you want it to be sent out and when to start it. And then this invoice would automatically be generated and sent out every month. And if I were going to do that, I would just say this month for the date range. And now once a month, it'll send out an invoice for this month. Okay, so I'll hit save here. Now I come into this report, I have my settings, I see the amount. We have this included calls link where I can go see what the included calls in this. I can see this is a pending dispute because we did that earlier. Yeah, and the nice thing is we can view this invoice right here or send it. So if I hit send, I can just type in the email address and have it sent to that email address. So I'll just hit view. So here's our invoice, the amount due. And we have a problem. We don't have any payment options. There's no way for our customer to pay this invoice. So let's go to DialHawk and get that set up. So to set that up, we have to go to System, Account Settings, and Payment. So we have two payment options. We can use credit card or debit card through Stripe. This requires you to have your own Stripe account set up, or we can use PayPal. So I'm going to put our Stripe account there. And to do this, you need to go into Stripe and grab these two keys from your Stripe account. I'll hit save. PayPal, you would just need to enter your PayPal email address that's associated with your account. So now if I go to invoices, I go to Sioux Falls Lawn and Landscape, I hit view. Now here's a pay with card option. And your customers will just fill in their info and submit payment and you're paid. And with the reoccurring invoices, you don't have to do anything. You just set it and your clients will get emailed their invoice at whatever cadence you've selected. And we'll keep track of whether or not that's paid. If you come back to invoices, you can see the status is paid or unpaid. All these are unpaid because these are just my random invoices that I've played with. Now, one last thing I want to cover is white labeling your invoices. If you look at my invoice here, there's a nice Sioux Falls Lawn and Snow logo, but I maybe want to change that. To do that, we have to come back to the account settings. Under general, that's not my favorite, and I maybe have multiple clients, so I don't want to just have that logo for all my clients. So I'm just going to put a nice picture of myself in there under the logo file and hit save. And under invoices, now if I look at this invoice, there's my picture. So there's some ways to white label this and brand this as your own and not coming from DialHawk. That's a nice feature. The other place where you'll see that shows up is on your shared reports. It shows up here. So if you have your own logo for your own agency, use that, and it's white labeled for you with your branding, so that your customers don't even have to know that it's coming from DialHawk. Let's see. I think, at a high level, that's kind of the reporting and invoices. I kind of want to open it up now to see if there's any questions that you guys might have on any of this. And let's see. Yep, I think, some of the things that are being asked, can I share reports with clients? We went over what the dispute button means. And yeah, we've covered a lot of the questions coming through so far. Leo's doing a good job keeping up with them. Okay, any other questions from anybody today? Most of this is fairly straightforward. You can see here is an approved call dispute that I had done earlier. So that one wouldn't count in any of the bills that we sent out or the invoices that we sent out. But if there's not any other questions, then we can give everybody some time back and hopefully an early start to your weekend. See a few people. Andrea, there are replays. We'll do two things. We'll email out a link to the replay. We'll also upload to our YouTube channel. So if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, then you should be getting notifications when we upload. Otherwise, we will also send an email out when the replay is available. Let me grab a link to the YouTube channel. And I'll put it in chat. Oh, Leo beat me. Okay, everyone. Appreciate your time. As always, reach out to us on chat through our website or our support at dialhawk.com email address. We're happy to help any way we can. If you have questions, do not hesitate to reach out to us, and we'll let you know when the replay is available. Have a great weekend, everyone.